नमस्कार, मी शुभांगी फ्लाइंग बर्ड्स मराठी ब्लॉगवर तुमचं स्वागत करते। आज मी तुम्हाला घेऊन जाणार आहे अमेरिकेतील सॅन अँटोनियो शहरातील गुहेत। ट्रिपच्या दुसऱ्या दिवशी आम्ही सॅन अँटोनियोला गेलो आणि तिथे आम्ही 2 दिवस होतो। सर्वात आधी आम्ही नॅचरल ब्रिज कॅव्हन्सची टूर केली। टूरचा ब्लॉग थोडा मोठा असल्यामुळे मी तो 2 पार्टमध्ये डिव्हाइड केला आहे, तर तुम्ही दोघी पार्ट नक्की बघा आणि शेवटपर्यंत बघा, तुम्हाला नक्की आवडेल। चला तर मग लेट्स गो।
Okay, we'll go with the normal one.
Discovery? Okay, well, if you want to go purchase them at the admission booth, and then you can also possibly get compensated for that hidden passage store or something. I'm not exactly sure, but if you just go up to the admission booth, you can purchase the one for the Discovery, and then you can talk to them about. Just let them know what happened.
Okay.
I don't know.
कॅन्सल करावं लागेल।
2 टूर होती, त्यातली आपण हिडन घेतली ना।
कॅव्हन्सच्या 2 टूर होत्या, डिस्कवरी टूर आणि हिडन पॅसेज टूर। आम्ही हिडन पॅसेज टूरचं ऑनलाईन तिकीट घेतलेलं होतं आणि आमच्या टूरचा टाईम होता दुपारी 2:30 वाजता, पण आम्हाला यायला उशीर झाला आणि आम्ही दुपारी 3 वाजता पोहोचलो। त्यामुळे मग आम्हाला ऑनलाईन घेतलेलं तिकीट कॅन्सल करावं लागलं आणि इथे डिस्कवरी टूरचं तिकीट घ्यावं लागलं आणि 1 तास वेटही करावं लागला।
Everybody's attention. So we're going to be having 2 very different tours leading at very similar times. So we have a 4:20 hidden passages tour. If you look on the ticket, it'll say 4:20 on the right side, and you will be with Brad. So Brad will raise his hand, and you're going to check in with him. So if you have a 4:20 hidden passages tour, come check in with Brad over by me. Now if you have a 4:21 Discovery tour, it says 4:21 on the left side. You're going to gather on the rock wall and the wooden fence. So all guest-winning tickets for the 4:21 Discovery tour, make sure that you are lining up on the rock wall and the wooden fence. And all guest-winning tickets for the 4:20 Hidden Passages tour, make sure that you are gathering next to Brad. If you are unsure where to go for your tour, feel free to go ahead and check in with any of the employees on the pavilion.
या गुहेचं नाव नॅचरल ब्रिज कॅव्हन्स पडलं। हे या ब्रिजमुळे जो कॅव्हन्सच्या एंट्रन्सलाच आहे।
Listen closely, I would be very appreciative. First and foremost, we ask that you please do not touch anything natural in the cave. This does include the formations, walls, and the ceilings. This is because we are mammals. We have naturally occurring dirts, oils, and acids on our skin. So if we were to touch anything natural in the cave, it would permanently disfigure it. So we want to keep our cave growing for future generations, okay? Awesome. Secondly, there is no food or beverages except for water allowed inside the cavern. We also do not permit any smoking or vaping of any kind. However, if you do have trash, we have placed trash cans throughout the cavern system, and you'll find them starting in the sinkhole. Alrighty folks, you're also more than welcome to take flash photography of our formations, but if you do come across any wildlife such as insects or maybe a bat, please refrain from taking flash photos of them, as they are used to the low lighting and we don't want to startle them, okay? Awesome. Also, we ask that you please do not throw any coins in any pools of water. We are not a wishing well as much as we wish we were. So if you would refrain from doing so, we would be greatly appreciative. Now, you are going down into the cavern, which sits at 70 degrees Fahrenheit with a 99% relative humidity all year round. This does mean there will be water on the pathway, so we recommend you wear rubber-soled shoes, which I see everybody is. But even so, please be careful. Make sure to take small, careful steps for me. Hold on to the railings and make wide turns whenever you come upon switchbacks, okay? But speaking of switchbacks, I also ask that whenever you come across those, or even in narrow areas, if you would not stop while on the pathway and continue until you get to the next room, okay? Alrighty guys, you are also going on a 1/2 mile tour through the cavern and a 1/4 mile walk back to the pavilion where you started. We are also going down to 180 feet below the natural bridge. This is the equivalent of an 18-story building, so we consider this a slightly strenuous tour. So please consider any physical limitations you might have, but it does not exclude you from the tour. Just know that if you do feel like you are in pain or cannot finish the tour, please let any of the tour guides know and they will get you the assistance that you need, okay? Alright, last but not least, please stay on the path at all times and with your group at all times and have fun, alright? You're going to follow this path around the corner and down the switchbacks into the sinkhole. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.
आत्ताच त्यांनी सर्व इन्स्ट्रक्शन्स सांगितले की कॅव्हन्समध्ये कुठेही हात लावायचा नाही, पाण्याव्यतिरिक्त कुठलंही फूड कॅव्हन्समध्ये अलाउड नाही आणि फ्लॅश फोटोग्राफीसुद्धा अलाउड नाही आणि अजून बरेच इन्स्ट्रक्शन्स होते. आता इथे कॅव्हन्सबद्दल इन्फॉर्मेशन देणार आहेत. टप्प्याटप्प्यावर त्यांचे काही इन्स्ट्रक्टर आहेत जे आपल्याला कॅव्हन्सबद्दल माहिती देतात आणि आपल्याला जर काही प्रश्न असेल तर आपण त्यांना विचारू शकतो.
This was hypothesized to be the uppermost room of our cavern system, but about 5,000 years ago, the ceiling collapsed and left us our 60-foot natural bridge. Now, this area has actually been known about since the early 1900s by local farmers and ranchers, but it wasn't until March 27th, 1960 that 4 explorers from St. Mary's University got permission to explore the surrounding area, and on their 4th trip down there, actually, they found a 120-foot crawlway that led to our 2 miles of cavern. Now, development of this park began in 1963, and our first tour went down on July 3rd, 1964, and a month later, on August 5th, we were actually given that lower metal plaque that's on those rocks down there by the late Governor John B. Connolly, and it's dedicated to the developers and discoverers. And if you look really closely, you can see that one of their names is spelled the same as mine. It's because we are the same people. I did discover this cave. No, I'm kidding. That's different. He pronounces his name Ori, and I pronounced it Orion. Anyways, even later we were given that upper plaque, which is dedicated to Clara Heidemann, who was the landowner at the time and did a lot of the development. Now, is there any questions about the history or the sinkhole? And remember, you guys can say no. Awesome. Y'all are good to head down into the cave.
आता टूर स्टार्ट होते आणि पूर्ण 1 तासांची टूर आहे. ग्राउंड लेवलच्या 180 फूट खाली आपण जाणार आहोत. हो, 180 फूट खोल, तर खूपच एक्साइटिंग आहे. एन्जॉय.
Alright guys, everybody coming in right now, please just stick to the handrail on the right hand side as close as you can. Here we go, big smile, let's go smile. Here we go, 3, 2, you're all getting on. Come in front. Good, stop ready. Actually, right here. We're a kind of crawl through there. Popped up in here. So it's kind of rough. Alright, you guys stand over your feet, please. Camera's gonna be right here. Big smiles. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All good to go? There's a man. You can't take a photo of that. It's copyright. Thanks. Alright, you guys stand over your feet, please. Alright guys, everybody who's ready taking a photo, please record as much as you can. Fill up all the space as much as possible.
If you guys have already taken your photo, feel free to go on the left-hand side right over here. Promise I do not bite. And you guys just proceed on down so everyone can just make their way into this room. And once everyone's done with their photo, I will begin my speech.
Alright, you're ready to go.
You can be on both sides, left and right. Just make sure.
डेंजर आहे. पडतोय अंगावर. काय काय केलं
Block up 2 hours of my day.
And make sure everyone can make their way into this room. Visitor Center if you're interested in seeing them after the tour. And if you guys have not made your way down, you will notice on your right this glowing tunnel, and this light actually indicates our Discovery Crawlway that was again found on March 27th, 1960. So it's going to be 120 feet long, and the width ranges from 11 to 22 inches. So it is quite a tight squeeze. So instead of going through that narrow crawlway, you guys will be going through these set of glass doors through St. Mary's Hall that is 90 feet below the Natural Bridge, and named after the university our poor explorers went to, St. Mary's University in San Antonio. Now as you guys make your way through St. Mary's Hall, just remember to take small slow steps, and there are not hand railings through the entirety of the passage, and it is quite narrow, so just remember to refrain from touching any of our cavern wall ceilings or formations. And the ceiling does get low in some sections, so just be cautious of that. Now if you have any questions, feel free to stay back and ask me, but if not, you can go ahead and proceed through those glass doors while you'll meet your next tour guide in your next room. I hope you guys have a great rest of your tour today and a great 4th of July weekend. Thank you.
slide over there in just a second, but I am going to warn y'all that there is a small section without any hand railings. So please do your best not to touch any part of the walls or ceiling. I was just making sure the lights are going to turn back on for y'all. I'm sorry. Now please make sure not to touch any walls or ceiling. If y'all are taller than my giant bow on my head, you will need to die. Alright, y'all can continue going. If y'all have any questions, feel free to ask. There's also more right over there on that side. I don't want to blind anyone, but there's all right there, just in case y'all want to sit. But welcome to Pluto's anteroom. We are currently 108 feet below our natural bridge. Now in this room we are going to be talking about the formations and how they form. So the two different kinds we have are flowstones and dripstones. Flowstones are made from flowing water, dripstones are made from dripping water. Let's start off with our dripstones. So these ones right here hanging from the ceiling are called stalactites. They hang tight from the ceiling and they grow from the ceiling. They're called soda straw stalactites because they're very hollow, very fragile stalactites. People think you could break one off and drink some soda out of it. Now for our flowstone, we have regular basic flowstone right here. Just regular basic flowstone rock. Now right here on the wall is flowstone made from flowing water on the wall. This right here, my flashlight is called cave ribbon. Cave ribbon looks like someone just picks the wall and pulls the drapery, which is right there below it. That is our cave drapery.
धन्यवाद. पार्ट 2 खूपच एक्साइटिंग आहे आणि मी तो लवकरच अपलोड करेल. त्याच्या काही झलक मी तुम्हाला दाखवते. नक्की बघा. भेटूया लवकरच पार्ट 2 मध्ये. तोपर्यंत बाय बाय.